The year is 1789. When you picture the French Revolution, you think of liberty, equality, fraternity, or the cold blade of the guillotine. But here at the 7th Archive, we tell a different story, a tragedy driven by interest rates and rising flour prices. Louis XVI inherited a dazzling crown, but it was a golden cage welded shut by sovereign debt. The king's first fatal decision, financing the American Revolutionary War. It was a massive geopolitical move that ultimately backfired, quadrupling the national debt. By 1788, over 50% of France's revenue was consumed by paying interest alone. France couldn't afford to run the country, but the bankers always had to be paid. This was a terminal liquidity crisis. Amidst this mountain of debt, the tax system was a curse. Insight 2. The unfair tax burden. The wealthiest, the nobility and the clergy, were exempt from the most vital taxes. This left the entire fiscal weight on the poor third estate. This wasn't just unfair, it was an economic failure because the state couldn't tax its own wealth. Insight 3. The symbolic extravagance. Meanwhile, Queen Marie Antoinette's spending became the symbolic face of fiscal injustice, fueling public rage. Then, nature struck. Poor harvests led to a devastating surge in flour prices. This ignited Insight 4, the bread crisis. Bread, the staple of the Parisian diet, became prohibitively expensive. An average family had to spend over 88% of their income just to buy bread. When the people of Paris had nothing left to eat, they realized there was only one thing left to consume: the aristocracy. The financial crisis had become a food crisis, and the revolution had truly begun. When King Louis was forced to convene the Estates General, it was a desperate last attempt to fix the tax system. But it was too late. Insight 5. The fear of default. The middle class, the state's creditors, feared the king would declare a national bankruptcy, default, wiping out their savings. This fear of losing money unified the hungry poor and the worried bourgeoisie. They had lost faith in the state. Insight 6. The assignats disaster. The revolutionary government made its own fatal error, printing a new paper currency, the assignats. They printed far too much to fund their wars, leading to catastrophic hyperinflation. This monetary collapse eroded public trust and escalated the chaos into the brutal reign of terror. The French Revolution is a stark lesson. No government can survive when its fiscal system is fundamentally broken and its people are starving. Insight 7. The total reset. This tragedy remains the clearest historical example of a political collapse driven by sovereign debt and price volatility. It forced a complete reset of the social and economic order. What other political revolution was actually just a revolt against high interest rates and unfair taxes? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the 7th Archive for more 7-minute insights.